Hello everyone, my name is Bottom, and from now on I'd like to upload a let's play video of Japanese chess. It's called Shogi on YouTube, and I guess most of you have no idea about Shogi game and rules, so I'd like to start with introducing the general rules, how each piece moves, and some specific rule that doesn't exist in usual European chess. So this site this is this site is called Ham Shogi. It's hamster which is sleeping right now. It's gonna wake if I feed. It's gonna wake up, and you just Google Hamster Shogi, and I spelled wrong, but then it's gonna come first, and wait, and this website shows or everything in English so that you don't have to understand or read Japanese. So but here, so you don't have to watch this video. If you check this website, then you can play like weak against weak computer hamster. And but for you, maybe who is lazy, who doesn't feel like reading, opening more than two tabs on browsers, I can just translate right now so that you know what it says. This is resign, rule, and here I'm gonna start here. Training mode, or just training, training, basic, reset, which comes back to this original screen. And this is guide. If you check this box, then it shows all the moves, how all the piece moves. Like this is how many moves, sound on off, and feeding. And this is all different type of handicap. So if you were a beginner, I would recommend you to start with this one. Hamster with no piece at all, but just a king, so you shouldn't have a trouble with mating, but mating the king. But let's start from the rule. So this is king, and it moves exactly same as the Western chess. Oh, how cute! It scares around. Oh, and this is rook, same, exactly the same as Western chess. So it goes forward and backward and side as much as you want, but you cannot jump your own piece, and not either your opponent's piece, but you can take your opponent's piece when it's on. It's difficult to explain, but yeah, I will try to clarify it later. And this is, well, let's start from the and this is bishop, and exactly same. It moves diagonally how much you want. This is gold general, and it's similar to king, but it cannot go diagonally back, so six squares around. And I recommend you to remember this first, because there are several promotions in shogi, but these four pieces below the gold, it all promotes to gold. So if you remember the movement, if you learn the movement of gold, then you can all the promotions, movement of the promotions of these four pieces. So this is silver general, and as you see, it can go 3 forward, it can go 1 diagonally forward or backward, and straight forward. So it's kinda opposite to gold, let's say. And promoted silver is moves same as gold. And this is knight, which is really weakened if you compare it with European chess. Knight, it can only jump to forward and not not side or backwards, so you really need to read how the position is gonna develop before you actually jump your knight. And promoted knight moves same as gold. This is lance, and it can move how much you like forward, but not backwards or side, so it's much weakened rook, I would say. And when promoted, it's same as gold. And this is pawn. It moves only 1 forward, always, even when it's on the first initial rank, it moves same, just 1, and it captures as it moves, so it's not diagonally capturing opponent's piece, but just 1 forward, so that you know. And it's same as gold when it promotes. And promoted pawn is considered to be the strongest piece in shogi, because there is one special rule in shogi that you can use your opponent's piece once you take it, which means your opponent's piece become yours or your piece becomes opponent's once taken. So promoted pawn is a gold on board, but it becomes just a pawn when taken, so it's the cheapest piece but pretty expensive, or yeah, it's powerful when attacking or defending, so yeah, you know the reason. So as you see, because all the silver, knight, lance or pawn becomes gold generals or moves as gold as when promoted, so gold general doesn't promote, but bishop and rook promotes when entering opponent's camp, and it moves, I can say briefly that it gets king's move, so that promoted rook can move 1 diagonally also. So it's not as strong as queen in European chess, but pretty strong. And promoted rook is the strongest piece if I don't include promoted pawn. And this comes after promoted bishop. It also gets king's move too, so that it can go 1 forward, backward or side. So it's very strong, and this is really good to defend too. So this is a basic rule, and there are some special rules, but I'm gonna get back later. So before going into the training or exercise, I'd just like to explain about promotion rule. So it's easy. Promotion occurs when your piece goes into your opponent's camp, which is the last three ranks, or go out go out from your opponent's camp, or moves with him after dropping a piece into your opponent's camp. As I have talked a bit about being able to use your opponent's piece once you take it, so it's there in shogi there is a rule called drop rule, and you can drop your piece which you took anywhere on the board. So once being dropped in your opponent's camp, so it can also promote as well, but next, not right, not at the same time as it dropped, as it being dropped, but next move, because dropping counts as a move. So, and most of the time it's better to promote, because all the pieces can move to more number of squares than its original. So let's do a training, and I let you think. So click a square that can move, that this piece can moves to. So this can move to, and so all you need to do is to learn or guess what piece this is, and well, it's pawn. So you have 9 pawns from the beginning, so it's only forward. And what is this piece? And the answer is it's promoted pawn, so it moves as same as gold. You can remember it as plus, and it can always go to 3 different directions for what is this piece? What piece is this? And it's lance, so you can go how much you like forward. And what is this? This is really difficult to read even for Japanese, but it's promoted lance, as you might have guessed from the exercise pattern, but it's same as gold. So let's just write a plus and diagonally forward. What piece is this? And the answer is your hamster is exercising as you're solving. So this is knight, much weakened. It can only jump to this, just 2 squares, only 2 squares. And what is this? What piece is this? This is promoted knight, and so it's the same. Yes, it moves exactly as the gold general. What piece is this? And it's silver general. You can remember it as X plus. It can go forward, but not side or back. So what piece is this? It's promoted silver. So I just write plus and diagonally forward. What piece is this? You can remember it as like house, if you like to, if it seems easy to remember by that way, but it's gold general and it doesn't promote. What piece is this? It's bishop. So you know the moves. It's like that. Diagonally forward. What piece forward? That or backwards? What piece is this? And the answer is it's promoted bishop, so it's king's moves plus its original. It keeps the original moves as well, so it's like that. Why didn't I use a mouse? So what piece is this? So it's only king or rook, and which is left, and this is not a king, which is a rook. Let's make it faster because I took a time. What piece is this? And it's a promoted rook, so it keeps the original movement of rook plus king's move, so it covers one square of diagonal direction. And what piece is this? This is what you have to protect, and I'm sorry I didn't take a time to let you think, but it's the only piece which is left. So it asks you where is a good drop. So can you see which piece it is, which is on the board, which are on the board, and what you have in your hand. So, and I didn't explain, but it's the direction how you see if it's your opponent's piece or your piece, because shogi, because of the drop rule, it's not color that makes a difference, but just direction. So your piece points to your opponent's direction, if I say, yeah. So your piece doesn't point to you because it moves against your opponent's. So yeah, which means these two pieces or the piece in your hand is pointing not against you, but it's pointing forward, so it's your piece, and this is pawn, and this piece is pointing at you, which means it's your opponent's piece, and this tree is pawn, and this is knight. So knight can jump to only two squares, which is protected or being attacked by your pawn. So where is a good drop if you have a pawn, and which is this, so that this knight is dead no matter how it moves. So in your next move it's gonna be taken. So yes, where is a good drop? So from the previous exercise you know that it's pawn. Well, yeah, from before. And so this is pointing forward, so it's your piece, but these two is your opponent's piece. This is bishop, rook, and king. So where is a good drop? And it's here, because your opponent's rook is pinned because of your bishop diagonal is really strong, pointing in directly your opponent's king, so this rook can't move, and in the next move you're gonna take your opponent's rook by a pawn, which is really effective. Yes. So where is a good drop? Now it's getting more to yeah, original. It's not like exercise anymore, an exercise anymore, but looks like a real game. So it's a good job. And this is the original arrangement, or yeah, this you it's the same order as the usual game, because yeah, it looks like from this is the initial position, so it's a good drop. And this might be a bit considering. This is your piece, it's rook. You have a pawn in your hand, and in your opponent's camp there is a silver knight or lance and 3 pawns. So it's a good drop. So here it's defender removal. Once this, so either if this silver takes your pawn or escapes, it loses the defend of this pawn, so your rook can take the pawn and promote in the next move no matter what. So it's a really good drop. If you can find it in the real game, it's really good. So where is a good drop? I guess so. I have to explain. So this is your piece, and it's promoted rook, a pawn in your hand, and says your opponent has king, gold, silver, and 3 pawns. Where is a good drop? And I'm gonna just say the answer. I guess it's here. So you're threatening to promote next, which he is hard to defend. So in the next move, you're gonna make a promoted pawn, which is really strong. But taking it with silver, then you win. You do a good exchange. Silver is obviously more expensive or powerful than just a pawn, so but he is hard to defend it. So here's a good drop. You have only one piece in your hand, and that's lance, while your opponent has rook and bishop. So here's a good one. This should be obvious, kinda. Well, you can drop it anywhere, but let's just put it here. So lance is not so expensive, or it's kind of cheap piece comparing to the bishop or rook. So yeah, winning a big material with cheap piece is always good. So it's easier, yeah, because bishop's head is really weak. So for example, even if your opponent has a pawn and dropping here, it doesn't matter. It just takes it, and the bishop can't take it back. So yeah, that's why it's so effective. So here is a good chop. You have a pawn, knight, silver, on the board, and lance in your hand. So, and your opponent has a rook, which is kind of narrow in a way that when you think about its original mobility. So here it's drop. So now that no matter what, you can take your opponent's rook next, because your lance covers there. Here is protected by pawn, and this pawn is protected by your silver. So where's a good drop? This should be obvious too. This is opponent's rook, bishop, and you have a knight in your hand. So, oh, Hamster is glad that I answered right. Where is a good drop? This is nice. Question 2. This is your bishop, and you have a knight in hand, while your opponent's king is really in the dangerous position, as you see, because of your bishop's diagonal, and he has rook in a very inappropriate square, which you can attack with knight, and your opponent can't take it, which is the pawn, because it's pinned. Once this pawn moves, the king is gonna be taken, so he can't. It's illegal. So where's a good drop? You have only silver in your hand. The opponent has a rook and gold general on board, and I might be doing it too quickly, but if you remember the moves of gold, which is plus, and silver as X, so this is a weak spot. It's fork, so you can take either opponent's rook or gold. Where is a good chop? You have a rook on board and silver in your hand, and your opponent king inside, which is protected by gold, and lance and knight in, it looks like a initial position, and 4 pawns as a roof, the castle, if I can call it. So it's nearly same. So attacking a gold from diagonally backwards, which is weak spot from all the gold. So next you're showing a mate in next checkmate. Where is a good drop? You have a gold in your hand, and your opponent has rook and bishop in unusual position. So where's a good drop? So here in this square you can make a fork. Oh, in the next move you can take either one of the piece. Oh, this is a good and very basic problem of all. Where is a good drop? You have only pawn on board, and your opponent's king is alone in his camp, and you have a gold. Gold is really useful when it comes to both attacking or protecting, and this is a typical mate. So when a king is on the bottom of the board, it can only move to these 5 squares, which a gold drop covers it all. If the king cannot, so if this gold is protected by some other piece, then king cannot take it. So this is a mate, and in this case, this gold is protected by your pawn, so the king can not take it. So it's a mate. 3 gold in head. It's typical mating form. Where is a good drop? You don't have any piece on board, but you have a bishop in your hand, and your opponent rook, silver, gold, and pawn. So yes, it's a good drop. It's here. So it's also fork. You can take either rook or gold free. Yes. Where is a good drop? This looks like the initial position too, because silver is here, so it's well. So you don't have anything on board. Yeah. Opponent has a lance, knight, silver, and 3 pawns, and I guess it's here. So even if opponent rounds the rounds, so you promote your bishop, and next move you just take the lance, which he cannot protect unless he has something in hand, which is not in this case. Where is a good job? Everyone likes this easy program. So this is 4 pawns of from your opponent's side. King and bishop, you don't have anything on board, but you have a rook in your hand, and it's obvious. It's checking and also attacking your opponent's bishop, which is really good. Where is a good drop? Oh, this is a really good question, I think. Yeah, I mean, a beginner, maybe, even if not a beginner, finds it, maybe answering it wrong, but where's a good drop? So you have a bishop on board, and your opponent's king is at the edge or cornered. It really looks scary from your opponent's side. And lance and knight is it's just from, it hasn't moved from the original position, and but edge pawn is pushed, so it's the escaping route of king, and this is just pawn. So yeah, it's a good drop, and it's not here because then your bishop's movement is blocked by your rook, so that your opponent's king can escape this route. So the answer is here, or any farther, any of these squares, which is so that you don't block your bishop's movement, and because you're attacking this square by 2 of your piece, and because you're checking, your opponent cannot increase a defend on this square, but he has to remove the check first. So but dropping a pawn, not a pawn, any piece here. I'm gonna explain the special rule about pawn later, but dropping any piece except the pawn here is, it's meaningless because it's not increasing a defend on this square, it's only the king which is defending this square. So you just take it with either bishop promoting or rook promoting, so that it's a checkmate. Yeah, well, let's talk about it later. So so thank you for watching this video. I hope that you got some ideas of shogi rules, and please let me know by comments if I said anything wrong, because I know that my explanations were confusing in some ways, but let me just improve it by the next video, which I'm planning to play against this hamster, so that you will fully understand the flow of one shogi game from beginning to the end game. So, and yeah, I will also include some more rules which you need to put it in your mind, such as repetition draw and illegal pawn drops. So, thank you again for watching this video, and I hope to see you for the next time.